Welcome to Memoirs of a Millennial and welcome to today's episode. Today we chat with Evie Jones. Evie has been a sex worker since she was 18, originally starting doing escorting services and then eventually progressing to adding Onlyfans to her portfolio later in her career. Today is a great episode where we discuss what it's actually like to work in the sex industry, how Evie built up her OnlyFans, and why she's shifting more towards escort work in 2024. We dispel a lot of common myths about the industry, some do's and don'ts when talking about sex work, and some fascinating stories which are very eye-opening along the way. I had a great time on today's episode learning about the industry. I hope you do too, so please sit back and enjoy. Okay, welcome Miss Evie Jones, the queen of content. How are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're going to run through your life, your career, which I think is going to be interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to in a second. So I always like to start at the beginning-ish. Run me through what was high school like for you?
High school, I was kind of like the nerd. I was a little bit nerdy. I was a little bit like I hung out with like the weird kids. They're a little bit more interesting. Yeah, I was just like I guess a weird kid, but like cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought I
like
was cool,
fun.
maybe.
Like, were you studious or did yes? It's right. He'll move. Were you studious or were you like, I'm
Yeah.
just here for fun?
I was pretty academic. I think I was pretty good. Yeah, I think I was good at school. I was actually ended up failing my favorite classes, like English, I almost failed, and art I failed. They were my favorite subjects because I would just like do whatever I wanted. I just didn't care. And then I aced maths, which is my least favorite subject.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In your favorite ones, did you just like say art? Was it just like, I want to draw whatever I want?
Yeah, like I kind of just went outside the box, and I had like this old teacher, and she just wasn't into me going outside the box. She was like, you have to do this.
Yeah.
To do classic artists, on essays on classic artists. Right?
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to do it on this blogger that I found on a random website.
Which is interesting because you're literally doing kind of what you're supposed to be doing. Like you're being creative, you're learning about art.
Yeah.
But then they're like, no, dude, this is boring.
Thanks, Mum and Dad.
And then what about after school?
And then after school, I moved back to Brisbane. So I lived in a little country town for like grade 10 to 12 where my parents bought their first house. And then, like as soon as I finished school, did schoolies, and I moved straight back to Brisbane where I lived before this country town. And then, I lived with my grandpa there, and he kind of let me off my leash. He's like, I'm not going to parent you. And that's kind of where things went astray. I discovered the sex industry.
This is where the story begins.
Yeah.
Let's go from there. When did this journey begin? Was it 18, 19?
I was actually probably, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I was like not even 18 yet when I started.
Ooh,
I was probably like 2 months away from 18. So it wasn't that bad. But I was 2011 I started. I discovered this TV show. I think it was Secret Diary of a Call Girl. And I started watching that and got a little bit curious, did some Googling, and then I just threw up an ad and became an escort, really. It's pretty easy, to be honest.
What was that show? Was it like a real life doco? Was it
No, it's like a fictional TV show about a girl and just all the things she goes through as an escort in London, England. Yeah.
And it inspired you to
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's not how it went. It was a different TV show. That came next.
Okay. What was the inspiration?
It was my oh, okay. So yeah, I saw this show called Satisfaction. It's an Australian show. Yeah, it's about a brothel.
Yeah, I used to watch. I was on Foxtel.
Yeah, I watched it on Foxtel because I was living with a grandpa in here.
Yeah, it was like the life in a brothel.
Yeah,
I've definitely watched episodes of that.
Yeah, so that inspired me.
Yeah, because I would have been like, I think so I'd have been 23, 24. So it's like 24-year-old mate. Like, I thought like, and
it's pretty cool.
It was interesting.
Yeah. So I saw that, and then I started doing more research. And I watched Secret Diary of a Call Girl. Then I watched this other show called The Girlfriend Experience, and just slapped up an ad on the internet after doing some Googling. And
so how does it work? Like back then, it's different now. But back then, because my one of the questions was like, how did you choose like the agency or
I just went independent. You don't need to go with an
you
agency.
just slap an ad?
I didn't even know what an agency was. I was like 17
Yeah.
or 18.
And then that's okay. That's so many questions. So many questions. So where's the ad? Like, is it?
Okay, so in the escort, if you want to be an escort, is the how-to guide.
Yeah, which is late. We'll get to that now. Yeah.
I think I just googled escorts Brisbane, and then escort websites like directories come up, like Escorts and Babes, Cracker and Backpage came up. They don't exist anymore. But yeah, you can kind of just like take some photos and write an ad, and
Yeah, right.
that's
And
it.
I just go shopping. I just scroll.
Yeah, I think I had a spare like an old phone as well, so I got a SIM card because I didn't want to use my personal phone, which I feel like that's a lot of new escorts don't even do that. They just use their personal phone. So I don't know. It just something clicked, and I just knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Okay.
It was weird.
That's pretty
got a booking and did it.
ballsy for 18, like fresh 18.
Yeah. Well,
I was an idiot at 18.
Yeah, I think I was just like adventurous, and like I thought I was invincible. Yeah, I just didn't care. I wanted to live this double life. Like no one knew what I was doing. I was finally away from my parents. It was a really exciting time.
I bet.
Mm.
What did your age help? Like, did you say like in your ad, it's like 18?
I think I might have
girl
said like
next
19.
door. Yeah.
19.
And then was there a market for that? Like, because I imagine it's both. Like, some men would love a 19-year-old baby face 19, and then some men was like, no, I want a woman. Yeah. Well, even when I met you, you looked like 17, 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did your first experience go? Were you shitting your pants?
No, I remember it so well. I remember like it was yesterday. No, it was very dangerous though, because I'd gone to what's that suburb that's like it's like I think it was like Kingston. What's that one that starts with W?
Woodridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that don't know Woodridge, it's definitely a lower socioeconomic area and quite rough.
Yes, I think I lived in
Back then it was.
Runcorn. I think I lived in Runcorn with my grandpa at the time, so that wasn't too far away on the train. But like, yeah, this guy said he'd book me, and he picked me up from the train station and his ute, and we went back to his place, and like, yeah, just did the deed.
Did you have protocol? Because like, there's no
one
work experience.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I just what I'd learnt on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just rock up. You're like a bit of a chit chat.
Just fake it till you make
They
it.
can go have a shower and then.
I don't even think he had a shower. I don't know. I remember it being really cold in his room and cold and dark, and he had like neon lights on like every other guy. Light up lights. Yeah, and he just got the money. We just had sex, and then he drove me back home to the train station. That was that.
Yeah. Did you feel empowered?
I don't think so.
How did you?
I think I felt pretty. Probably felt like I was rich because I just made $350, which is I was charging $350 an hour back then, which is like I should have been charging out a lot more. But I think back then you didn't really need to charge as much, and I knew that like I done some research on what pricing I should put myself on.
Yeah.
And I think I undervalued myself though back then, and 350 seems like a lot of money as well to a freshly 18-year-old for an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Normally you're getting 17 an hour.
Yeah. It's my hero stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know if I felt empowered. I think I just felt really like cool, like rich, like I got this money now. Maybe that is empowered, but
yeah. But you definitely felt good leaving. Like you didn't feel shame or
no.
Yeah. Was it that's what you want?
So I feel like he moved.
He always likes to sit in the worst position.
Like he moved and kicked my foot. He's just kicking me down.
Where were we? Yeah, okay. So
I don't know if it was empowered, maybe. But I don't always like having the word empowered associated with sex work because like it's just another job.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting different people's mindsets as well around it. So you go fresh as chucking up on the classifieds.
Yeah, I think I was on Cracker or Backpage.
Yeah.
Also known as Crack Page. Because it was not.
You moonlighting. I guess you doing Red Rooster, then you're moonlighting is escorting.
Yeah.
how many clients a week,
Oh, I don't know.
like, were you seeing at the start? Like, was it a lot or like,
I
one a
honestly can't
month
remember.
or?
It was like 13 years ago.
Yeah. That's all right, let's fast forward.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was like 3 a week or something like that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
still, $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Um,
And I was spending it all on clothes.
okay. Standard. Let's fast forward to like now. Like obviously there's a bit of space in between, but you $350 an hour then. Now a lot more experience, 13 years in the game. Game's changed, like the laws have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like, because that technically, was that illegal back then or was it?
I think I was doing everything legally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was going to their place, which I was living in Brisbane at the time. So like the laws there, it was fine to do in calls and out calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Escorting's never been hasn't been illegal ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe since like 60s or something. I should probably know that. But.
Yes. As long as it's like whatever, it's legal.
Yeah, it was legal. Everything was above board.
Okay, I think I must have read it wrong somewhere where it was like brothels was okay, but then
that depends on the state.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So state by state it has different laws. Yeah. So in Victoria, having a client come to your place was illegal up until like 2 years ago or something. And even advertising with the photos, this is going to get off track.
Yeah.
Yeah. The photos that you use in advertising in Victoria, you could only use photos from your shoulders upwards, like just ahead in your
even if you're
escort
clothed.
ads. Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't that so stupid?
I mean, how do you know what you're buying? Like, like it sounds like a mean question, but if you're paying for a client, like people have preferences, right? People want small, big, different colors. Yeah.
Like a lot of escorts like to not show their face as well. They want to be face in. They want to stay anonymous. They like have other lives. So yeah, it was a very weird time. But I think because I lived in Brisbane, I was breaking some laws and just advertising however I wanted to advertise. And like when I traveled to Victoria, I'd have those Brisbane photos and I could just say, that's a Brisbane album. That's a Queensland album, photo album. Don't look at it if you're in Victoria or something. Yeah.
And of course they would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legal disclaimer.
Yeah. For legal reasons. Don't do this.
So what's your main like lead gen for clientele now? Is it still the same types of things, like different websites, like whatever the new version of Cracker is? And
it's all pretty much the same now. I've just upped my prices and got better photos. And
what's your rate now?
$700 an hour.
And is that how do I word it? Like if I want something different, like if I have a specific kink, right? Mm-hmm. Is it different pricing?
Usually escorts will charge for an extra if you have like a specific kink.
Yeah.
But
so 700 is like pretty vanilla, basically. Vanilla sex.
Yeah.
And then if I want like dominatrix or other things.
Yeah, you definitely don't get that from me.
Yeah. Small little girls like not your vibe. Okay, well we know what she doesn't do.
Yeah.
What kind of main clientele do you have now? Are they like married, single, like threesomes, partners, older, younger?
I kind of get a bit of everything. Older men usually, just white collar dudes. A lot of IT guys for some reason. Socially awkward guys. Yeah, a lot of foreigners. A lot of interstate travelers who probably are married and don't want to see someone in their own hometown or home city.
Yeah. And also if you're married, it's like, I guess it'd be easier to hide of getting an escort as opposed to going to a bar and hitting on because you don't know people will see you. And
and like I feel like I do see a lot of married men and their stories are that like they're just not having sex anymore in their marriage and that's why they come and see an escort. And I think that's a way, if you're going to cheat and you want to cheat, go see an escort because it's a lot smoother. There's going to be no strings attached with an escort compared to like in a bar.
A lot cleaner as well in a sense that like there's no feelings attached. Like for you it's work. Whereas some girl,
I'm not going to come in and like ruin your marriage. I'm going to get attached to you.
Because you want repeat business. No.
Yes.
What about, I know on your stories and stuff you've mentioned you've got a few virgins, things like that. Is that quite common?
Yeah, I think a lot of virgins like to. I've had some of them tell me that the therapists have told them to come see me. Like if they're like above 30, like 30-plus-year-old virgin, yeah, their therapist will tell them to come see an escort. Like, they're so anxious, and it's really cute though. I really like it. I really like the virgins.
You'd be so scared. Like
So
I've had sex
nerve-wracking.
plenty of times, but I'd still be nervous going to an escort, and I
Yeah.
couldn't even imagine the nerves of being your first time.
Yeah.
Like I get nervous with normal girls, like, and I'm 37. It's like imagine your first. I'd be sweating and like shaking.
Yeah.
They're obviously probably the nicer clients.
Yeah, I really liked them. They're probably my favorite clients, I would say, because I don't know, they're like a fresh canvas, and I get to teach them about the female body and like how things work and where things are and what not to do and what to do. And they don't have like any previous experience, so they're not going to have any bad habits.
Yeah. Are they probably your favorite type of client? Or
Yeah, maybe virgins and married couples who come to see me.
yeah.
Yeah, I like couples. It's
Yeah.
pretty cute.
Is that common?
Yeah, kind of. I haven't had a couple in a while. Only because I stopped working for 18 months to do OnlyFans, and then now I'm back this year doing it. So I haven't had any married couples this year yet, but yeah,
They're fun.
they're usually maybe a few a year back in the day.
Why are they more fun?
I don't know. It's just like really wholesome. It's wholesome to see like it's two people like so in love and so trusting of each other, and then they like bring in another person into it.
Yeah, interesting.
Cool.
Because that's something like with previous partners as well, like where we've discussed threesomes and stuff. Often the female has said, I'll do it, but we're only going to do it with an escort, which makes perfect sense because there's no, like we talked about before, feelings, emotions. It's purely like you're never going to see her again. Yeah. She gets to choose her. Like, I want that one. Like, I'm getting two girls. I'll take whatever I get. Like, let them choose so they're more comfortable and it's professional.
Yeah, because I've had threesomes outside of work and that hasn't always ended well. So
jealousy or
just like people thinking they're ready for it, but they weren't ready for it, but they don't know till afterwards. And
it's a dangerous game to play.
Yes.
Run me through? Okay, so if I'm going to book a appointment with you, run me through the process from like obviously I find you on the ad, call you up, whatever. I'm like, hey, I want to book this. Then what?
So you would text me. I don't like phone calls. Yeah.
You and everybody now. No one answers the phone.
I like to say I like to have a record of everything because I'm
100%.
So text me. And then on my website it has like a copy and paste message that you just can fill out and just include the information I need to make a booking with you, I guess, like the time of the day, and then I just say whether or not I can do it, really.
And then
you get a deposit, like a bank transfer.
You don't do at your house, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So
I prefer that.
Do you? Interesting. Home ground advantage.
Yeah.
Why do you prefer that?
I don't know. I feel like men, when they come into your space, feel a little bit less out of control. So they might, I don't know. I think if I went to their house, if they are an unsafe person, I would, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think, just I feel safer doing it at my place than I would have going to their place where I don't know their house.
Yeah.
I don't mind a good hotel, like a good hotel visit's good, but if I'm going to like their house, I would feel really unsafe.
Yeah.
But having them come to my house, I feel like it makes people uncomfortable. So are they kind of like it's easier to work with them? No,
that makes perfect sense.
Mean?
Absolutely. Like in your own home, you're a lot more cocky, a lot more confident.
Yeah.
It could be more dangerous. And also you don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Whereas at your house, you're right. You're in someone's home, right? So you're like, oh, shoes off. Oh, okay, take my shoes off. Like you do what you're told.
Yeah.
And then I guess the only sort of asterisk to that would be they now know where you live.
Yeah. But I live in an apartment building, so you can't get up.
Yeah.
You need like
true.
keys
The swipers
to get up.
and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And like everything's locked and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so I come over and then I'm showering and then because I've had friends who've had escorts in like Amsterdam and stuff, and they said that they've literally like grab your penis and like have a look and see if you've got like, they do a little bit of visual STD check.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more subtle about my checks, but they have the shower, then they come into my bedroom, usually just in their jocks. We'll do the kissing, and then when we get to the genitals, I'll just have like a look before I go to suck it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like you can see things pretty well.
Yeah, it's already right there. You just kind of, I'll just fondle it a bit while I have a look. Yeah.
Even a little hand job. Make it subtle.
They don't care in Amsterdam. They're like, show me next. They're on a 15-minute windows over there.
Yeah.
And then obviously, do the deed and then a bit of pillow talk maybe. And then.
Yeah, we do some chatting. Yeah, I think the chatting is like the favorite part.
For you?
No, the clients.
Interesting.
I'd rather just. I don't mind a bit of chatting. I do like chatting. But the sex is probably the easiest part, which I think in other people's minds, like non-sex industry people, the sex would be the hardest part.
Yeah.
Sex is the easiest part for me.
Why is that?
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes the chatting can get a little bit tedious, depending on how many clients you're having and stuff.
Because it's the same chat.
Yeah, pretty much the same conversations. Got to remember my clients are going to see this.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah.
They all know. Yeah.
You're gonna. I ask and answer a lot of the same questions and bookings.
Yeah, I mean that's similar to a lot of jobs though. Like even with PT, I could have 10 clients. Like when I was doing full PT full time, I'd have 10 clients in a day. I'm having the same conversation 10 times.
Yeah,
especially on a Monday or a Friday. What are you doing this weekend? How was your weekend? What did you do? And then I tell my same story 10 times.
Yeah,
it's part of the business. Like it's not. And if you're a sales rep at a car yard, like, what are you getting the car for?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
that's true. It's, I guess it's just like, it's just another job, isn't it?
Yeah, or like when I run classes, I'll do 4 classes in a day. It's the same. Okay, gang, we're doing this today, and you've like by the time the 4th class, it's scripted. Yeah, and then you add a different flair. You try a different joke each time.
That's exactly what I'm doing. It's all scripted in my head.
Yeah. Then sometimes I'll try a joke.
Oh, I say the same jokes all the time.
And then I get full laughs. I'm like, oh, that was a ripper. And then I'll try the joke in the next class and I get crickets. And I'm like, but they thought it was funny. I'm like, fuck, I won't try that again. And then you have to see. But it's definitely part of business. Like, you're having those conversations. And even like you see your friends right at a barbecue. What have you been up to?
Yeah. Same small talk.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. With the convos after the pillow talk, do you find it can be like mentally draining, like a bit? Because sometimes you say like some of the trauma dump.
Oh yeah, they do like to trauma dump for some chemical reason in a man's brain. After they finish, they just trauma dump. I think it's like you have like this big release. I guess there's a lot of brain chemicals going on. So they do trauma dump. I'm the kind of person who doesn't take on people's trauma, and I generally forget what someone said as soon as I close that door. Luckily, some escorts do really take on trauma, but I'm kind of trauma free. So
I guess it depends if you're like an empath.
Super triggered. I don't know if I am.
It's probably good for your.
I think it actually is useful.
I that's something I struggle sometimes with. Like if people who are close to me and something bad happens, I'll.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, how do I help? Blah blah blah. But if it's like a random, especially when I was PTing and I saw this person every fortnight once for half an hour, and they tell me something really traumatic, I'm like, I don't know how to like help you. I don't know you well enough. I'm like, and then I'll like next client, I'm like, how's your day?
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I think you got to compartmentalize that way.
For sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would just build up.
You just have this brain full of like issues.
Yeah.
Everyone else's problems.
Like thinking about how you can fix everything. But no, my clients I don't really get affected that badly by their trauma dumping, and I try to help and answer any questions. And because I have heard a lot of the same problems in marriages and stuff, so I've kind of become a bit of a therapist unofficially.
I feel like there's a lot of similarities between escorting and PT.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Actually,
especially like I used to have wealthy clients. I'd see them 2 to 4 times a week, so that's nearly 4 hours of one-on-one. Like that's almost 4 dates a week that you go on. One lady I had, she used to joke around and be like, I see you more than my husband. Like for like one-on-one solo time. And I'm like, we do have a lot of in-depth conversations. And you're like this weird third party that doesn't know anybody that they know. So like my PT clients can bitch to me about their husband or their wife or their partner. I'm never going to meet them. So it's like this safe space where they're like, oh, Debbie said this and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, cool. And then I give it back and then next client, gone. Like,
yeah.
That's
so true. That's a good thing.
Yeah. It's fun. You learn a lot. Like I learn a lot about people and Or I would go to them, my partner problem. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, my girlfriend is this. Like, what should I get her for my birthday? And I get 50 women tell me 50 ideas. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then, yeah, the brains trust.
Yeah.
What about, have you ever had any clients where they've come over, or maybe earlier in your day you've gone to theirs and it's just bad juju? Like, you like, this feels off. Like, have you ever bailed?
No, I don't think I've ever bailed, but I think I've just managed to like push through. And I feel like I'm kind of good at controlling situations. I think it was when I was much younger and I had a lower rate and I was going to like lower socioeconomic areas and just being a little bit more dangerous. And I was, yeah, putting myself in dangerous situations. But like, I don't know, I just felt like I could control the situation somehow. And yeah,
It's good.
but I think lately, like the last, I don't know, 5 to 6 years or something, I haven't had any like bad situations. I think I have a really good intuition for picking okay clients. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just getting
You're
lucky.
also charging $700 an hour.
Yeah. But you
People
can
who-
still get like murderers and stuff.
Yeah, you can have rich murderers, rich psychos.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I guess the percentages would be lower though.
Yeah, it's more unlikely. Yeah. I'm just very picky. I'm very privileged. I can be picky about who I see. Yeah, not yeah, because there are some guys that will talk so badly to you over messages and you just won't see those guys. But
Yeah,
I'm lucky
true.
that I can say no to them. I'm in that privileged position that I can just say no to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you're not desperate to pay the bills.
Yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
like that.
Not in
That's a
survival
good point.
mode.
You get a lot of vibes of like text. Like, you can say like, "Oh, your appointment's at this time," blah blah blah, blah. And just by that text, you can get a feel like, this guy's a dick. I just could be.
Yeah, just like the way they introduce themselves, if they even introduce themselves, if they have any manners and stuff. So you can kind of like tell who's going to be shitty and who's not.
Yeah.
But then, like, I guess there are also people who could probably fall through the cracks. Or
For sure, you're playing the numbers game.
Yeah,
you're playing it
yeah.
safe. Like,
that's why I like getting deposits, a bank transfer. So I have their name, and like I feel like if they're trying to fly under the radar and be a bad person, they're probably not going to do that.
yeah. And this is stuff you've all learnt, right?
Yeah.
Like, you speak to other girls, or you like research it, blogs,
Yeah.
this sort of
I don't
stuff.
know how I figured it out back then. I don't know how I stayed safe back then.
It's definitely
no one knew where I was.
Yeah. That's.
I think I had a guardian angel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you're more like cluey than you think you were back then. Like, obviously now you know that you're quite switched on and stuff, but maybe you played like this innocent 18-year-old, like, but like actually you're like dumb. You got an A in maths, so you're smart there.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any clients, there might be a few, especially people who haven't had it for a while or might be bad at it. You know how sometimes it's just like zero chemistry, right? Is there any, it's a two-part question. Are there any clients that come in, you're like, fuck, that was insane. Like, I had a great orgasm. That was awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then has there been a lot, or is it more common where you're like, he doesn't even know where my clit is? Like, and then how do you get through the
more common?
Yeah. How do you get through the bad ones? You just grin and bear it. Be like,
yeah, I'm a professional, so I just it depends probably on my mood. If I feel like teaching them how to be better in bed, I don't know how to say this. I don't remember they're going to say this.
Yeah, it's more like if you're really in the mood, you want to educate them, and sometimes you're like, I don't have the patience to educate today.
Yeah, but it's more common that they're not going to be good in bed. That's kind of why they might be seeing escorts to improve their skills. But then, yeah, sometimes you get some clients who like blow your mind, and you're like, what the fuck? And it would be the most like random guy or something, or like someone don't find attractive. It's not my type. It's much older, or like a nationality that I wouldn't normally go for. And then they just, their dick hits right, you know. Sometimes you could, they just know what they're doing.
Yeah. And it's like they're not there to see you because they never get any. It's like they're just interstate or whatever. Like,
yeah. Or maybe I was just really horny or ovulating that day.
Cycle. Yeah, right time.
You just never know with me, I think.
Yeah.
Any
it's
woman.
kind of in the real world too,
Yeah.
right? Like, obviously you have sex outside of work, and it's like you can look at a guy like he's ticking all the boxes, and then you take him home and you're like, just the shittest route ever.
Absolutely.
Or you're like, oh, whatever, this guy's trying. I'm kind of horny. I'll take him home.
Yeah.
And then he blows your mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the sleeper.
It can happen inside and outside of work.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think's the hardest part about being a sex worker?
Probably the dating world.
Yeah, that's down here. To go. Let's go to it now.
You said this would happen.
Yeah, because I imagine there'd be a large portion of men that probably wouldn't be keen on dating a sex worker.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one. I have done it before. I have tried dating and it doesn't work out. But yeah, it's just something that comes with the job. I know that it's possible to be in a relationship in this industry because I see it all the time. I see married people, kids, and their escorts and do OnlyFans and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna take a very special person to be able to see beyond, just see that it's just a job, and also just earning more money than them can make a man feel very insecure.
I'll have a sugar mama. I'm fine with that. I'll be a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, it's interesting because obviously everyone's thought process is different, but I think like with men sometimes, this is probably a bit of a generalization, but with men sometimes we think of like physical touch as cheat, which it is, but like as cheating, right?
I totally get it.
Whereas like women, emotional cheating is like the same as cheating to them. Like if you're talking to a different girl all day instead of your girlfriend, they'll find that just as bad as like fucking someone else.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's interesting. Whereas for you, you're like, no, it's just work. Like it's just like there's this magic wall.
Yeah.
And then you're over here and they're over there.
Yeah. Because I just see sex that I like, with sex, I feel like outside of inside of work is totally different for me because like when I'm having sex with a client, chemistry is completely different to the chemistry I'm having with the person in my personal life who I'm actually attracted to. So it just see it. Yeah, it just really is just work. But yeah, I understand that like guys can't handle that and can't wrap their heads around that.
Yeah.
Generally. For the most part.
Yeah. It's definitely, I always think about, because I've obviously had you as a client, I've got other clients that do it, and I'm always like, bye. And then one day it's yes, and the next day it's no. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like,
I think it would just take like having the relationship and communicating and working through it, which I did do for 3 years, going round in circles, trying to make it work.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah. Do you tell people straight away, like say you're on Hinge or whatever, or at the bar?
Because I really started escorting again in January this year. I don't really feel like I've been escorting. I don't know. Sometimes I tell them, sometimes I don't. Usually I just tell people I just do OnlyFans because I feel like that's easier to digest and escort. Yeah. Like if they can digest that and can handle that.
Yeah.
But then I don't think people know the extent of OnlyFans. I'm like, I'm looking at the guys.
Yeah. Now it's legit. It's like the same thing, but one's filmed.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but I don't think I have been telling people that much. I haven't really been on dating apps that much this year. Although people tend to already recognize me when I've been on dating apps. They already know the story.
Good and bad, right?
Yeah, it's kind of takes. Yeah, it's a bit easier. I don't have to tell the whole life story.
Yeah. Gets it out of the way, but then also it means you're kind of doing something right because people know who you are.
Yeah, and because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Viral TikTok life.
So with relationships, so dating, and then let's say friendships, like family and stuff as well. Like you kept on the down low for a while.
Yeah.
Like even when I met you, you said you just worked at Red Rooster. And I was like, hey, fuck, there's this 19-year-old working at Red Rooster, do PT like 3 or 4 times a week. And then I was really sad when I found out years later that you did it because I wanted to talk about it the whole time.
Oh, no.
But I'm obviously a lot more open-minded than some people.
Yeah.
How do people react? Did you lose a lot of friends? I guess you were doing it from early on.
Well, people found out, I think when I was about 21 or 22, some guy that I don't really know actually the full story of how it happened, but someone found my ad, assumed it was me, recognized my body in my bedroom, and then showed my ad to all my friends. And then they all found out. And I was actually dating a guy at the time, and he didn't know, and I was doing it secretly. So then, it was kind of a big deal when everyone found out. Whoopsie. Sorry, Chris. Um, and yeah, so then everyone found out I lost a bunch of friends, but then I gained a bunch of friends as well. They were like saw beyond it. They also weren't connected to that friend group, so I guess they weren't like that hurt that I'd basically been cheating on this guy, and doing this really dirty thing. So yeah, I've made a bunch of friends out of it that are still my friends to this day, and I don't really talk to any of those people that I did lose.
Yeah.
A couple of them on Instagram, but
They're
yeah,
not really friends anymore anyway.
yeah, I don't really talk to them.
What about your parents and like what about poor Pops?
My grandpa,
Yeah.
he loves it.
Does he?
He's fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got really lucky there.
That's
My
good.
family, I'm very grateful that my family are so cool with it. I think they knew that they couldn't really control anything I do and they just had to accept it. But yeah, my mom found out, I think, maybe like a year after everyone found out I was an escort. And that's because some guy sent my website to my mom as revenge.
Classic.
Yeah, yeah. Very petty of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, she was fine with it. Well, she wasn't really fine with it immediately. I denied it for a long time. She was like, "Hey, this guy sent me your website," and I just denied it for about 3 hours, and I caved. It didn't last long. And she was like, and I was like, you know what? I'm independent, happy, I'm safe, um, and I'm making lots of money. And yeah, she's like, okay, well, just as long as you're doing something smart with your money, like invest it or like go to uni or buy property or something. So yeah, I went and bought a couple houses.
Yeah. Which we get to in a minute. It's 2 questions away. Before we jump into the business stuff.
Yeah.
What are some industry, because this is a big one, right?
Okay.
What are some industry stereotypes that you sort of hate / are like completely wrong, or like common misconceptions about the industry that you probably want people to know or understand better?
I think like the media makes us out to be like drug addicted, uneducated, like low like low life kind of people. But actually I know a lot of sex workers who are so intelligent. They've gone to uni, they're like got science degrees and all this crazy stuff, and or they've got like really beautiful families and they're really successful in life and they've got their properties. But yeah, I would say that like people just think of us as very like low lifey people. We're not. We're
Yeah.
just a very average, or sometimes we're very just average, or we're very intelligent, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. That's any industry. Well, not industry, but like every industry has dum-dums.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, factory worker, you're not very smart. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's also intelligent guys in a factory that own the factory and run
Yeah.
it. Or like in corporate. I know so many dumb corporate people. And they just like they work for the government and just can't get fired because it's like impossible. Like,
Yeah.
but then they just take that portion of the demographic and be like, oh, all escort workers are dumb and hose. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, actually, we're intelligent. Like,
Yeah.
we're manipulating men for all their money.
Yeah.
Like a whole game.
Yeah. And also just like I think there's a stereotype that we like have STDs or STIs we call them now. But STIs and stuff, we're getting tested all the time. We have to be tested. Like imagine if we weren't getting tested and then pass something on to someone and they have a wife and then, you know, then I don't know, just chaos.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think there's like a huge misconception that we have STIs all the time or something, you know?
Yeah, because you're also wearing a condom when you're
We
doing
wear
the
condoms.
deed.
Yeah, we get tested. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say sex workers would be cleaner than.
Don't say clean. Don't say clean.
Okay, not clean.
Clean. That infers that STIs are dirty.
Yes. Well,
It's not bad to have an STI. Just get it fixed.
True. Okay, there'd be less people with STIs in sex work,
Yeah.
very barely compared to the general
I think
population.
we're just more aware of like our bodies and just looking after ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, moving to business.
Okay.
So
Does that say business on the
It does. My little subheadings.
I love that.
It's kind of so then it kind of flows, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we talked about how you got clients. Do you have a consistent sort of clientele? Like, say you might have the same 10 clients all the time, or do you find it rotates quite a lot?
I think I travel too much to have regulars, but like I would say that I have regulars, but I probably would see them like twice a year or something. Yeah. I think back in the day before, like in my mid-20s, I had more regulars, or like when I lived in Brisbane as well, I had a lot more regulars. But in Melbourne, because I get a lot of people who are traveling in and out of Melbourne, so I don't get as many regulars here. But Yeah, I like touring, like, I like going all over Australia, so I don't, like, stay in one spot for too long, so I probably wouldn't get that many regulars.
Yeah.
Mm.
How do you build up, like, because obviously you're on those websites, like you said, like the directories or what makes you stand out? Like I'm scrolling through, is there like search functions where it's
Yeah.
like petite or white or Asian or like big or there is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then how
No bush,
okay.
stuff like that.
Good to know. How do you get chosen, right? Like because I imagine there's so many of them.
Mhm.
Like how do you because you're quite busy, like you said, you
Yeah.
have the option to choose who you want to work with and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Do you have a specific method of like pick me, or is it just a bit of like you fit the demographic of what people want?
I think there's just I don't know. I feel like personally I don't look like all the other women on the websites because they're all glammed up, and I just don't like wearing makeup. This is like the first time I wore makeup in like something I don't know.
Thank you. I feel honored.
But I don't know how I end up getting chosen. I feel like the hourly rate I'm charging is quite high. So I thought I'd get less clientele, but maybe it's because I have the tattoos and the girl next door look, and I'm not fully glam. I do get a lot of clients. I get a lot of first timers as well because I don't look super intimidating with the full makeup look and fake titties and the real glam girls. Yeah, I'm just look like your average girl you'd see out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of does make it feel more like girlfriend experience as opposed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kinda how I like to market myself and brand myself
Like
as
girl
well.
next door.
Yeah, just someone easy to get along with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you are. Every time I see
My
stories
friends
of you
just
going
me.
out, you're like, I made 7 new friends.
Yep, that's me.
Do you have to market yourself or run OnlyFans is different, but like for escorting, like a normal business? Like, do you do marketing or is it literally just like the directory? Or do you get referrals from like your Insta and TikTok and Twitter? And
I do get a lot of clients that have said they've seen me on TikTok and that's why they booked me, but I haven't been big on TikTok in, like, a year.
yeah,
So they've just followed me on Instagram and OnlyFans since seeing me on TikTok, so yeah, but yeah, I don't really do anything beyond the directories that for escorts.
interesting.
I do have Instagram and Twitter, but that's more OnlyFans focused.
Yeah.
But I do occasionally post that I'm like in these cities because I have a big following, so I want to post that I'm in those cities.
Yeah.
I have
You've
followers.
got the reach there. You might as well use it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Have you ever had a mentor? Like, are there any big dogs in the industry, in the escorting industry, where you're like, Debbie is the king of of escorting? Like,
King?
yeah, whatever,
Queen.
queen. It's 2024.
That's true. No, I don't think I've had any mentors. I think I go to a lot of there's a lot of escort drinks events and stuff, and I just go and chat to them. We share stories and I learn things. Also Instagram being on everyone else's close friends, you kind of learn stuff, and I also teach, not really teach, but when I talk about my clients and stuff, I think that helps other escorts. So we're just always like networking and socializing and learning from each other.
Yeah, like a little community. So would you say that everybody respects each other? There's no sort of dog eat dog. Well,
At the moment, I feel like it's pretty easy going in the escort world. I don't know of any drama, but when I first started, there was a lot of drama. It was very exciting.
okay. Well, like when you say drama, do you mean like between
Escorts?
Yeah. And what are you squabbling about? What's the it's never involving you.
No, I was just on the.
You're the cute little 18-year-old.
I was doing some kind of back chatting comments on Twitter, trying to get involved. I was just a bit of a troll actually back when I first got Twitter. I was like 20.
Yeah, just poking the bear.
Yeah.
But everyone, I guess that's like what you were saying before. Everyone's kind of working together, like you talk about in your stories, so you follow each other. And
I do like the community aspect. Yeah.
Well, I've learned a lot from following your stories.
Yeah.
Especially over like such a long period of time. It's like 12 years or something. Yeah. There's so many things you learn.
Well, I probably only had you maybe on Instagram for like, I don't know, not that whole 12 years.
Nah,
maybe.
Definitely not like, nah.
No, yeah.
It would have been, not maybe, I don't know, like 5 to 8. Yeah. And then through my PT world, I've also had other girls that have come through, whether it's OnlyFans or actually, the rest have been OnlyFans.
Okay.
I haven't had any I've had ex-escorts,
Okay.
but we haven't had the time / environment to bring it up. You know, how, like some people like you didn't give a shit. You talk to everybody about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like some people
I do now.
Yeah. Whereas some people have done it and they're like, oh, it's not the most amazing experience. So, like, that's a bottle of wine conversation. You know?
Yeah, I do like talking about it.
Yeah, you could
I
be
like
comfortable,
educating people.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you,
I had to own it. Like when everyone found out, I just had to, own it. And then I decided I'd always talk about it and educate people and try to um, burn down some of their misconceptions.
yeah.
Assumptions.
If someone wanted to get into escorting now, what's your like? Run you through your top tips. Like, first thing to do is this, then this, and like brief.
Heavily consider if it's right for you, because escorting is not for everyone. I think you need to have definitely a certain kind of personality to be able to handle it and deal with, like, you might feel shame after doing bookings. You'll get paranoid about your parents finding out, stuff like that. So I don't even like giving tips on how to be an escort.
Okay,
You need to consider.
Let's take tips away. Let's say these are the things you should think about.
Yeah, these are the things you should think about. And how is it gonna? If it's gonna like ruin your life, if it's gonna ruin your friendships, because I just went through so much with my friends, and I was like, had some dark days. So I think you got to think carefully about being an escort. But if you have decided that you want to be an escort, I would say definitely get like your separate phone. And don't have like a work number. I don't know, have somewhere safe to do it, or like tell someone where you're going when you're doing it.
Yeah. Do you do that now? Like you have your girl? No.
Oh wait, yes I do.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I think because I get the deposits, I probably shouldn't publicly say that. No, I don't have a bodyguard.
Yeah.
But no, I because I get deposits by bank transfer. I feel like that's a good vetting procedure.
Yeah. You got the name, you got the bank details if something would happen.
Yeah, I think that's important. But I don't really tell anyone where I go.
Yeah.
I think because I have them come to my house anyway, and because I post like religiously on Instagram. If I disappeared, like I did at that bush store for 3 days and had no reception, I think people would think something's wrong and come check on me.
Yeah. I mean, you could just add a little asterisk there and be like, text your bestie, hey, Ronald's coming over now. I'll text you in an hour.
I should do that. Yeah. I think that would worry my friends though. Because I think when I have done that in the past, like I'm going to an out call for 3 hours and I go to this random's house and I told a friend or something, they would be freaking the fuck out for 3 hours. So I don't really like to, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to put that on somebody.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, flip the coin. If people who want to hire an escort, what are some maybe like do's and don'ts besides like be a nice fucking person? But you know, like I'm sure there's things that come in and like people do it and you're like, oh, every guy does this and they think it's the man. Like, you know, yeah. So what's
don't send a fucking dick pic. Don't even send a photo of your face.
Dick pic? That goes for all like non-escorts too. Like
so? I think it does.
Logistics are out.
Yeah, I have guys send me photos all the time, and it just puts me off a little bit. I'd rather just not know what you look like. I'm judgmental, so don't send photos. Just be nice. Just read the website of the escort. Read the ad. Usually we'll list we'll post a lot of information on our websites about what we do, what we don't offer, or I don't know, just follow the information. The ads always say what not to do and what to do. So every escort's going to be different, but yeah.
So just read, be an adult.
Yeah,
read the brief.
It's really hard.
Follow the brief.
I find it like it's probably the thing I hate the most, maybe about men, that they just don't read things. I wrote this beautiful website. Read it. Yeah, you're all horny. You're not thinking about that. You're just like, I got a message her.
What about alcohol or substances? Obviously, you don't want anyone who's just off their face. Because A, it might not work, and B, it's going to be messy or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it like do's or don'ts? Like having a couple, because I would probably want to have a couple of beers. Like I want to be tipsy to get the nerves out of the way.
As long as your dick still works.
Yeah. I'm not going to pay $700
limits
for a floppy.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised how many guys most of the time they've done a bag or something. Oh, yeah. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, you get guys booking you when they're under the influence of various things, and Sometimes it can be a total waste of time for them, but easy money for me.
Yeah, you still get paid.
Yeah. You guys, men can be so silly, but I think when you're on substances and when you're drunk, you're just so confident. You're like, yeah, I could totally fuck it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before you're just like, I can do anything. I'm the
Yeah. That's even like not even in the escort world that happens.
that's just in real
That's
life.
just a real life thing.
I can jump that gap. And all the boys like, yeah, you should do it. Totally.
Yeah. So yeah. Maybe just don't have a whole bag or something.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
2 drinks
Just
or
one
3
line.
drinks. To make sure everything works. Don't
Yeah.
waste your money and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said before your mum was like, yeah, cool, you can do it as long as you're smart with
Mhm.
money and stuff.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's a little bit of play money in there with
Yeah.
fashion and fun things and
Festivals.
festivals and partying and stuff like
Traveling.
yeah.
Pretty much travel the world. Yeah.
But so you've bought a couple of houses. So like
Mhm.
at what point did you go, oh, I've got X in the bank. Like this is doing pretty good. I should put my finger out here, go see a planner, like financial planner. What
Well,
did you do there?
my mom told me to do that when I was like 22 or 23, and I didn't buy my first property until like I was 20. How old am I? 30, maybe I was like
31
28.
today.
That's
It's Evie's birthday today.
Yeah, I think I bought my first place like the second year of COVID. So
22, 21, 22.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it actually took me so long because I did
So
save up
28, 29. Yeah.
but it saved me. I saved up so much money, and then I went to Europe for 4 months because I had this like a house deposit. I'm like, but I don't want to settle down yet. I want to go travel. So I did 4 months in Europe, and I had like 25 grand or something to my name left afterwards. When I go back to Europe. Yeah. Then I moved in with the guy, and I was like, I've got to put I got to put some money away. And I put 20,000 in term deposit, and I had like 5,000 to my name. By the time we broke up, I had like $2,000 to my name, and that term deposit's still in the term deposit, and I just had to like rebuild from there. So I feel like I've just gone off track with this.
No, it's okay. It's
yeah.
It's valid. Yeah. So you had money to buy a house.
So I had the money, spent it.
You wasted it?
Wasted. I was in Europe.
Yeah.
For 4 months.
But then what about with the party? You said you went backwards.
Yeah.
You didn't
So he made me quit escorting.
Okay.
Yeah. It was an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of was also like, I'm going to try to be in a relationship and quit escorting to be with him, be in love and make this work. But it didn't work. I was really unhappy. And it was just a very toxic relationship. But we'd been on and off for 3 years before. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just going to quit escorting. Let's give it a go. But I ended up having I was working as a cleaner. I was not making enough money. And yeah, my savings went down and I ended up with $2,000 to my name. And that's when I broke up with him and I started OnlyFans. And then I bought an apartment like a few years in.
Yeah.
4 years in.
And that's a perfect segue moving into OnlyFans. OnlyFans was out before you started it. So before you did it, did you find it affected escorting?
No,
it's two different demographics.
No one knew what it was. It started in 2016. I don't think it really got noticed till like 2017. Maybe I knew a couple people who were doing it who were just like just doing it not like very seriously. A couple escorts were doing it that I knew of. I think they were just doing it just because. I think the escort I knew who was doing it did ManyVids, which is a clip selling site, which is it's really good, and she was already making videos. So I think she was just transferring. So I kind of got inspiration for her. I'm like, she's doing well. I might try it out too.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2018, I was already making videos with clients, kind of, and then just posted them on OnlyFans because.
Yeah, it's raves, midweek rave.
I just tried it out OnlyFans 2018, and then 2020 came around, and that's when COVID hit, and yeah, I had to get a bit more serious about it. I also got jaw surgery that year, so I couldn't actually open my mouth
to do the job.
Bookings. So I had to do OnlyFans, and I already knew that surgery was coming up, so I had savings and stuff, and I'd backlogged content on OnlyFans a little bit to get ready for that. And then then I got TikTok in 2021, and that's when I really went viral and made a lot of money.
Did you, just brief pause, did you escort during COVID?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I probably did I don't know 5 bookings or something in the first year, the 2020.
Oh, not much. Okay.
I don't even know if I did that. Maybe it was 2021. I did more.
Yeah. Okay.
Because 2020 is my jaw was like proper fucked.
I remember.
Yeah.
It's full mushy from
Because like I was like all swollen here. I could only open my mouth like 3 millimeters or something, half a centimeter.
Good times.
Yeah.
Let's walk through what OnlyFans is, because I think that's a big common misconception with OnlyFans. And to be fair, I kind of thought this at the start too before clients educated me. People often think, oh, just take a picture of my vagina and I'll put it on the internet and just money magically appears. But you and I both know it's very much not what happens.
Yeah.
Let's go through like how much work is involved.
Okay, so what when I started, I already had like 10,000 followers on Twitter, so I already had a platform to jump off of because there's no OnlyFans does not provide any marketing whatsoever. It's not like there's an explore page or like a feed or anything. You have to get everyone into your own page to get that money, to make that money. And then once they're in that page, you have to then sell them more content to make more money. Depending on how you run your page, you can like sell the videos behind a paywall kind of thing.
Yeah, so I will just pause there because for people that don't know, I think there's a lot of same thing. I'd like before I jumped on her look. So it's like you can have a paywall. It's like how would you explain it? Like a Facebook where you can.
It's like
Instagram
Hub, but you have to pay for the videos.
Yeah,
or something.
it's kind of. It's like I would find Evie's account, and then I subscribe.
Yeah,
you can either subscribe for free, or you can have a fee to subscribe. And then once you pay that fee or it's free, you unlock the wall. And then there's like a Facebook feed type thing of like, here's this video, here's a picture of my boobs, here's this, here's that.
Yeah.
Some are locked, some aren't locked.
Yeah, that's if, So that's if you're, have you been on OnlyFans before?
Yeah.
So if
of course I'm going to have a look to see like.
No, but like that's not really how.
Isn't it?
Well, like
explain
if you can pay to subscribe to someone's page, and then all the content on the wall is free, and then in the inbox you'll get sent videos that you can unlock. If they have a free page, then you don't have to subscribe, but all the videos will be on the wall, will be locked behind a paywall.
Yeah, okay. That's probably I was trying to explain that.
Yeah.
You didn't do it very well. Yeah. Yeah. So basically
there's two different types of ways.
Yeah. So like your one.
But then I have two paid ones, or I used to have two paid ones, but you have two paid ones and then I run those completely different. You'd have a cheap page, which, there's the $3 page. That's also $10 a month. It's $3 for the first month and then $10. And those on that page, you would have to pay extra for the big videos. And then I had a higher monthly price on another page where all the videos on the wall are free. So they'd be long videos.
So you might pay like $50 a month.
Yeah. Well, it was like $20.
Yeah.
And then definitely be charging more.
Yeah. And then everything. So I pay my $20. It unlocks the wall.
Yeah. And you get.
And then there's a blowjob video. There's a sex video. And then they're all included.
Yeah.
Or you can have
watch them as much as you want.
A cheap paywall, so $3. Yeah. So then I go to your feed or whatever, your wall, and it's like, you want to see a blowjob? Here's $5.
You have to tip to get the video sent to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Got it? If you want to know more, just go to her account and you can know.
Okay, where were we going with this?
First of all, how do you choose your value? Well, not your value, like your video's value. It's such a broad range.
You can do whatever you want, really.
I know that, but like, how did you come to like, my wall's worth $20 and then this blowjob video is $10 and this?
I think I was just going based on what other OnlyFans creators were doing. I think I was undervaluing myself. I could have definitely charged more.
Yeah. You think there's like not a limit, but like $20 might be too cheap, but then $50 is too much.
Yeah, I think
so you got to find that middle ground.
Yeah, it's a trial and error, and also I think like it can kind of go, in my opinion, based on like how famous you are or like how exclusive you are. Like if you really don't do that many videos, you could charge out a lot more compared to like I make a lot of videos, so like they're all $20 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Rather than like someone who doesn't do them could charge $50.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's like there's never been an anal video before. It's going to be
Yeah.
$50 because everyone's like, I've been waiting
I've
years for
never
this
done an anal
video.
So I'm
Oh, there you go. Well, in case you're wondering, $50, $49.99.
I've never had anal sex, so
There you go.
I'm still waiting. Maybe now that I'm 31, I should.
Yeah, dirty 30s. Okay. Do you find it difficult / competitive? I don't know what word to use. Where Debbie's over here and she's $6 for an anal video, and then you've never done one. And you're like, well, if I'm charging 50,
Yeah.
is it going to work? But does it work because you've got your client base?
Yeah.
You're like, no, my people are used to this, but now they're craving this, and I'm going to give it to them. So like, it's worth it.
I think that's like kind of where maybe like branding comes in, or like you just got to build like a cult following and make these guys like really fall in love with you and like just get their attention, pay attention to them, build these relationships with them, and then they're going to be happily paying $50 for your anal video, even though they might be following a girl who also sells it for $6. It's like you've built these connections with them, and they really want to see that video.
Yeah. It'd be like if that's where that like the fame thing comes. I think
Yeah.
where that's the common misconception is the media tends to sell like, oh, you just jump on OnlyFans and make $1 million. Like
Yeah.
this person did it. It's like, yeah, they were already famous. They
Yeah.
had 1 million followers.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to see their boobs. Of course, they're going to pay
Yeah.
$5 to see a famous girl's boobs. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I've been on it for like 5 years. I've built up this following, and like I've been in the sex industry for 13 years. So I've built this cult following. That's why people pay for my videos. I'm like, yeah, I think that helps, having that cult following, having guys who've had crushes on you for all these years. It's like, oh my God, I get to see her naked.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to maybe see me in person, but they'll subscribe to
Oh,
OnlyFans.
I can't afford escorting. Yeah, okay. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't afford $700, but I'll pay $30.
Yeah. Then I have clients who are like, I would never pay for OnlyFans because I can just see you in person, you know?
Yeah. Well, that depends on your bank account. And also, like, whether you're confident enough to hire you. Like, some people would be shit scared. Like, you know, if you're a virgin, you're like, oh, I'll just watch it on my phone and just pretend it's me versus talking to a real life girl.
Yeah.
How did you come up with actually, what is your brand? Like, do you have...
I don't know, I think it's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, like the girl next door, a bit of a party girl, pretty cheeky. I think because I'm very honest, I like to just call myself cheeky because when I'm talking to people, I can be a bit honest and blunt and stuff. So, I consider myself like a cheeky Aussie babe kind of thing.
Okay.
Girl next door.
And that makes it easy to stay on brand.
Yeah, I'm not faking it.
Yeah. Okay, well, now we have an understanding of, I guess, what it is. Run me through how much work is involved. That's the other big misconception.
So I've really given up on it quite a lot because it is so exhausting. You don't just make the pornographic videos. You also have to do like photo shoots and selfie shoots. And then you have to do content for social media and post on social media. And some girls or people will have multiple social media accounts that they post on all the time. Scheduling content as well in advance. And it's just a lot of making content. And then there's a chatting part to it. And like people live stream on TikTok. You got to make TikTok content, make reels. Like, yeah, you got to make a bit of everything all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
You're basically just on the phone.
Yeah.
Editing photos, editing videos, doing the actual work, like the filming. Yeah.
I used to have an assistant who would edit my videos. That was really, really helpful. I like editing my photos myself. Yeah, editing the videos, it's pretty simple stuff, and like I don't mind someone else doing that. So that took a bit of work off my hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you got the messaging, and there's video calls that you can do, and sexting and stuff. But it's very time consuming. Just sitting on your laptop, typing away.
Yeah. And that's once you've got the people to your website as well. That's the big thing is like, a lot of the clients that I've had, they say like a large chunk of their time is spent doing the TikToks, doing the Instagram reels, like all the little mini teasers and the thirst traps to get you to the website.
Yeah.
And then
you got to keep them.
You haven't even that's right. And then you have all the little tactics, like weekly subscription things and do this, do that, like all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Right. That's right. And that's kind of why I've gone back to escorting, because I've just lost the passion for OnlyFans because it is just exhausting, and you got to keep up with the trends and everything's changing on the internet and buying new clothes constantly. So you're having interesting looking content and aesthetically pleasing content Whereas with escorting, it's like you get the money right there and then. You don't really have to work that hard for it.
And you could wear the same lingerie set.
Oh yeah, I wear the same dress all
for
the
10
time.
different clients because they've all new. They
Yeah,
haven't
they
seen
don't-
the
they
red
haven't
honey
seen it.
birdette set yet.
That's exactly
and then you get
right.
the purple one and then the next time.
I know a lot of escorts who wear the same dress and have been wearing the same dress for years.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Would you say, so with escorting, it sounds like it's literally hour work.
Yeah.
Like you do the ad at the start, bit of prep work at the start, and then obviously checking yourself every now and then, STD checks, SDI checks. Other than there's no marketing really other than that.
Yeah, you don't even need to have social media. It helps because you want to be sometimes clients do want to go check out your social media and make sure you are who you say you are, because there are ads out there with photos of women on the women in real
catfishing.
not the real person. But yeah, so I like to have social media to help with that. But
yeah, it's like social proofing.
Yeah.
So it's realistically $700 an hour for maybe an hour and a half work, like an hour of the client, and then prep work either side.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
Whereas OnlyFans is
constant
hours and hours a day.
Yeah.
Of no return.
Screen time. Screen time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there's no guarantee.
Yes. You're like trying so hard to get $20 out of a guy.
Yeah.
Just like they just happily hand over $700.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might have sex for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there because you said OnlyFans was thriving. Did you say during COVID or just after COVID?
Yeah, I would say 2020, but I didn't get TikTok till 2021, which is second year of COVID for Melbourne because we were in lockdown for 2 years. Yeah, in Melbourne for that. What was the question?
Did you find? We'll go to a different question. Did you find that COVID helped you? Because people had nothing to do, and then just smashing out OnlyFans, and then.
I think having that 2 years of experience before lockdown really helped though, and I already had that. I only had about 400 or 500 followers.
When you say followers, is that subscribers?
Subscribers, on OnlyFans before lockdown started, and then I think it was TikTok just blew it up.
How did TikTok make it viral or make your OnlyFans viral?
I think I was just making viral TikToks. I was funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hitting the trends, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I see her," and then they click on the link.
Yeah, things go viral. I think because there was less OnlyFans girls on TikTok as well back then compared to now. Like it's so much harder to stand out when every man on TikTok like sees through our crap. Like they can see right through us now. They're like, "Oh, it's an OnlyFans girl." Not gonna click on it.
I see so many on like the meme pages. I'm like, this is a meme page.
Yeah,
and clearly they've paid to be shown.
Yes.
The meme page, like it's like advertising.
Yeah. So
does that make it hard because you don't do as much anymore? But I know it's a common pain point with social media because it's probably the only really source of lead gen for you. But social media doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Like they really like shadow ban you, flag you or whatever.
Just delete our accounts all the time. I've had 2 huge TikTok accounts get deleted. And it just really I think that put my fire out a bit because I was just like sick of being deleted and having to rebuild all the time.
Yeah.
It was really frustrating.
I feel like if I was to start a different business, I would probably hire an OnlyFans girl to do my marketing because everyone that I know, they've all got TikToks, Instagrams of like 100,000+ followers. And then like they've built it up. Yeah. And it's like, well, you know what you're doing. Different content, obviously, for whatever the business is. But
we
you guys are a little bit of geniuses there.
Yeah, we've had to, we've had to work around, the algorithm and figure things out and God, that music is.
I know that's. I don't know if it'll show up in the audio. I don't think it will because the mics are different. But the gym is downstairs for those listening. You can hear it, and class is on 12:30 class. What was the next one?
You don't have any classes, right?
I'm not coaching them. No, it's going now.
Oh, yeah. So you don't have to be downstairs.
No, otherwise it must be 12:30. At least we know. All right. So we finish with my top 3 questions. Not top 3 questions, just like the same 3 questions for every person. Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, no. I did have more questions before that. I wanted to ask. So you've got your properties, right?
Yes. We haven't talked about
31.
much.
Yeah. Well, it's properties. You had the deposit, you got the loan, and you. Going back to escorting, are you still doing OnlyFans, but just don't care as much? Not don't care, but like less effort.
Yeah, a lot less effort. It's all very like scheduled in advance stuff. So I've already got like a library of videos from over the years that just all get scheduled in advance by my assistant. She'll just schedule everything in advance for me. So I don't have to do it. Very low key, and I just reply to the messages.
How did you find your assistant? Is it someone you know?
She was working my friend's page and doing the same thing, just scheduling the content, because scheduling content is so tedious and boring and annoying. So it's just nice to palm that little task off to somebody else. And then I just decided to hire her as well. And she's got like a little company. I think she has like a couple of people that work for her now as well doing this. She's just trained them up. So yeah.
That's what the question I was going to ask. We got distracted by the oil things. When OnlyFans was peaking during COVID, what was your rough like monthly intake?
Oh, I was doing pretty fucking well. I was doing I think I was doing pretty well. I had, between the two pages, I was probably making like 60 grand a month.
That's good. That's not pretty well. That's fucking 720 grand a year.
Yeah. Look,
that's like CEO money or CFO money.
Yeah. Like when I've seen other OnlyFans girls do their podcasts, they're making a lot more money than me. But I mean, it is still a lot of money.
I'd say you're still in the higher percentile.
I think my best week was like $26,000 in a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah. This is that's good. I played like some game on my page and it just blew up.
What was the game?
It was Spin the Wheel.
Oh, like, and you just pay $10 to spin the wheel?
Yeah. I think it was because the first time I'd done it, and I had some pretty big prizes on the Spin the Wheel, and people just ate it up. Yeah.
There you go. For any women inspiring to make bank, play Spin the Wheel, put some good prizes.
I used to play. Yeah, I like to play games on my page. I think they're really popular too.
And it gets engagement.
Yeah,
something different.
Something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Video calls and games.
Very creative. That's that leads me back to my point about hiring like an OnlyFans girl as a marketer.
Yeah.
Creative.
We are
right?
creative.
Different ideas, because you've got no yeah. There's no like set plan for I'll do radio advertising. I'll get a billboard. Oh, maybe you can get a billboard, but like the world is different. It's very like do what you want, right? A bit cowboyish, Wild West out there. Like there's obviously laws, but like outside of that,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think OnlyFans does have like some terms and conditions you have to follow though.
Yeah. I remember my client talking about, that's one you can't do. Or actually, you can correct me. How would I know? Yeah. So one of my clients said, you can't get escort bookings out of OnlyFans.
Get your account deleted.
Yeah. So how do they know that? Do they have a text scanner that like scans
the word meet? They will check your website. They'll check your page, and I had a link tree on my OnlyFans that had my escort website on it, and they were like, you can't have that.
Yeah.
You can't have your link tree because I think they even took out all my social media accounts because my social media has links with my link tree.
Yeah. So they proper check.
Yeah. They'll get rid of all your social media. They want any link. I think I've been pretty lucky. Like I think because I've done well and I'm like an OG on there that they haven't like actually taken my account down. But I do know people have had their accounts deleted.
Yeah. Okay.
Taking bookings or suggesting to talk outside of OnlyFans. Like I would just flat out say, don't mention that. Like don't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just play dumb.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just don't want to risk losing my account.
Yeah, because you can't even be like, oh, don't talk to me on here about it. Wink, wink. Because they'd be like, bro.
I'm like, I feel like they've got like little minions, little robots, AI reading everything.
They probably would.
Yeah.
They'd have just scanning for keywords like meet, organize, can I see you outside? Like that kind of shit.
100%.
They can just scan thousands of
I'm like, it's good to be paranoid about that on OnlyFans.
Well, that's like you've worked hard, right? Like you've got, how many subscribers do you have now?
I have like 1,000 now.
Yeah. It sounds low, but then when they're paying $20 a week.
Yeah, I don't have, they're on $10 a month now.
Okay.
Yeah, $20 a week.
I don't know. I'm just making a number up. Seems like a good price.
$10 a month.
$20 for boobs. Yeah. So that's 10 grand a week.
Yeah. I'm not doing as well as I used to because I've just like lost the passion for it.
But, a month, sorry. 10 grand.
Yeah. It's about 10. I'm making, about 10 to 13 grand US a month now.
Yeah.
Compared to like,
and that's trying less.
Yeah,
Like,
that's me like putting
how much
in,
hours a week would you put in now versus back then?
I don't know, like 5 hours a week.
Yeah. I mean, 5
Compared
hours
to
of
like
work for
fucking
2
8
grand a
hours a
week.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously that COVID and stuff and TikTok like really set you up,
Yeah.
made bank.
Yeah. I think it's made a good foundation. That's why I have
Now
the
you got your
followers still.
properties.
Yeah.
And
got the
then
properties.
what's not necessarily what's next, but like obviously OnlyFans is less effort
Yeah.
now, or whatever you want to call it. Mainly focused on escorting.
Mhm.
Do you have a plan?
Not really.
Yeah, fair. Because
I think I just want to escort for as long as I can. I think, yeah, I just want to make lots of money. I might buy another property. I don't really know if I want to have like a build. I don't know if I want to start any other business right now because I don't know if I'd have like the mental capacity to do it.
in time.
Yeah, I just really like escorting. I just want to do
Yeah.
it forever. Like, I don't know.
I mean, is
I
there
might
a
take
limit?
time
Like,
off.
because you could still be 50, let's say.
Yeah,
Because
I
people are like,
wanna
oh, you're going to be on, like,
Yeah.
whatever. You can still be hot at 50. I know so many hot women
Yeah.
at 50 or men at 50. And now your clientele is high level
You just
corporates.
rebrand, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I want to be a girl for sure. A grandma I like to fuck. For sure. Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard that one for a while. Yeah, okay.
I look like this and I'm 31, so I think you've got a few
still
years left.
early 20s. Yeah. You could be 60 and look 40 and then yeah. Okay. No, that's fair because
Yeah.
people often like that's another misconception.
Yeah,
people
no,
go,
totally.
Oh, you're gonna be, oh, you can't be a like
Yeah.
escort when you're
I
40.
think
It's
they
like
think
actually
something happens and you can't do it anymore. But I think I've had this conversation recently with somebody and they're like, so what's like, what are you going to do in the future? I'm like, I can't just be an escort forever. I do think about my dating life, my love life. But like, I don't know, maybe I'll find the right person in the future. Maybe I'll take time off and I won't like need I could rent out my properties and live off, I don't know, just what OnlyFans is giving me because I'm still earning quite a lot from OnlyFans.
yeah, well, still 2 grand a week. Well,
Yeah.
Australian 2.5 or something.
Yeah. So it's
That's
paying
still 100 grand a year.
it's paying
like
my
that.
life bills right now. Yeah.
Plus rent your properties out. Now you're looking at 200K a year.
Yeah.
Because that I had another friend of a friend. She, I'm not sure, definitely a sex worker. I'm not sure which one, but which type. Sorry. She said the same thing. She's like, oh, I know that like I'm only going to be this hot for X time.
Yes.
So I'm going to buy like 10 houses now, make bank, and then I'll retire at 38 or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and then just rent my 10 houses out and I'm good.
I think I'm just gonna go with the flow. Yeah, I don't know, something might happen to my body. What if I get pregnant or like break a bone or something? I'll just keep working for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And then figure it out. But I think like I've got shares and stocks and stuff, and I've got a financial advisor. So yeah.
Yeah, doing all the right things.
Yeah. Got the accountant, got it all sorted. Yeah.
So now we're at the final 3 questions. This conversation is like segueing all over the shop.
Typical podcast.
Yeah. What's in any aspect of life? What's one piece of advice someone's given you that's like stuck with you? Not to can we do with it sex working, but anything. Like, is there any someone said something to you and you're like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that doesn't have to be.
I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. People that give me advice, I feel like I'm always giving other people advice.
You're like the mother hen.
I don't know. Probably just what my mum told me to like be smart with my money.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good advice.
Yeah. I can't think of any advice off the top of my head, like any quotes or anything.
Yeah, that's right. We can go with that. We can go with Mama Bear.
Yeah, Mama Bear.
Like,
be smart with your money. Yeah.
Which is a very good decision.
She's been very good with her money and she's done pretty well for herself.
Because how many, I always say girls, but like men do it too, but just for the sake of this conversation, that you know that make good bank and waste it? Are there any that you know? Or they're all been pretty smart?
I think, no, I know a few sex workers who don't have savings, but just, yeah, I don't know why. I think they just spend it on, I think because they're young, they just want to spend it on like fun stuff. They don't think about their future, but you really do need to think about your future and set yourself up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What's been the highlight of, we'll go 2-part question. The highlight of has there been a highlight of your career so far? Like something that's happened that you're like, yeah, that was fucking cool.
I don't know. Probably just like, I don't know, not one specific thing, but I think just the journey I've been on has been pretty fucking cool. Like, it's just been a huge learning experience. My whole 20s was like nuts. I learned a lot about myself. I don't know if there was one specific highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing. The whole
My
experience.
whole 20s, just like losing the friends, gaining friends, dating this guy, not going well, learning about what I want in life, what I want from a man, what I want to do with myself, what I deserve, stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like my whole 20s was.
Yeah, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can say whatever answer you want.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've, I don't want to say got it figured out, but like, you know who you are now? You're like, this is what I want. Like, say dating, like, this is what I want. Like, before, you're very adamant and you're like, when you spoke with conviction. You're like, no, I love sex working. I want to do it forever.
Yeah.
Like, so clearly that's your channel.
Yeah. I think like, through my early 20s, I was, because I was keeping a secret and I was like, I just thought it was like a shameful little secret or like just wanted to live this double life and I didn't want to own it. But then like I did own it and just feel like now I know like I love being an escort. I love being in the sex industry and like, like you said, I know what I like who I am now.
I know what I'm about, son.
I just want to make money. I want to be, build a little empire, build a little property empire.
Evie Jones empire. And then the third one is, which we kind of just answered before, about like what's next on your vision board. But I guess it would be
probably another property.
Yeah.
But I got to think about the interest rates. I'm going to wait for the interest rates to come down.
Yeah. We just save for you.
Yeah, I just keep saving.
What about holidays? What's your next holiday?
I am going to do Europe in June, July. I always go to Europe because I live in Melbourne because it's so fucking cold there. I have to escape. So going over to Europe, chase the summer.
Yeah. Sick. I did think of two questions I forgot to ask. Okay. They're going to be like out of context now.
You think of more when I get home.
I know, yeah. But the two that I was going to ask, they're even written down. Geez, Zane, read your notes. One was, have you ever fallen for a client?
No.
I
don't know why I said like that facial expression. No, ew.
No, because one of the...
I think I can compartmentalize and be like, they're a client.
Yeah.
I definitely have had some really hot clients, like tattoo, like my type of guys. Yeah. Who I'm like, please book me again. And I've never heard from them again. But
what is let's do a little shout out. What's Evie's type? Tattoos is one.
Yeah, I don't know. Tattoos. I like tradies. But they're probably like the guys with the most red flags.
Yeah. And that's why they're appealing, because they're exciting.
They're naughty.
And then the other one was, how do I word it? It's not bad. I'm just trying to think about the word it. So basically, because one of the girls told me to ask this one. Okay. It was like, when you said you go to work, because you said like before, work sex and dating sex is different. Yeah. Right? How do you... Sort of a two-part question. How do you differentiate? Like, I think before you mentioned it was like to do with chemistry in terms of work. There wasn't really chemistry. Yeah. And it's like, I want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
So that obviously...
I've chosen him compared to a client's chosen me.
And that gets your libido and like all that sort of stuff. Do you struggle sometimes? Like if you've had a bad patch at work, are you still horny at home? Like do you have a high sex drive?
It makes me hornier because like, I've probably talked about this with my close friends, but like... having sex with my clients and maybe having like not such good sex makes me want to go have sex in my personal life. Like I need to balance this out. I need to fuck a hot guy.
Yeah.
I need to have some sex for me rather than like because I've just had to like have this client that I haven't quite liked or haven't gelled with, or like if I've been working or like I've had multiple clients a day or something. Like I kind of do want to go out. I think I have a high sex drive. So yeah.
That's fair. Lots of people do.
Yeah.
Do you find, so like at work you would be sometimes, depending on your clientele, asked to do certain things, like let's stick to basic dress ups or like role playing or whatever. Do you still do that at home? Like because you do that at work, like, oh, this feels worky. Like can we just have like raw, intimate, whatever sex? Or
I've had guys that I've brought home who know what I do and they've been like, can you dress up for me, put this lingerie on? And I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that. Like that feels like work to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to see me like that. Like just treat me as me kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, this is what I like. How about you do the things that turn me on?
Be your little, like pay me if you're gonna
give me a massage.
You're gonna do what I'm telling you to do.
Yeah. Do you find that swings over into that? Like you become a bit more, I don't want to say controlling, but like
dominant and submissive.
Yeah.
I think I'm more dominant with a client and more submissive in my
Yeah, but
generally.
how do I word it? It's like not dominant in a sense that like
Or take the lead.
yeah, because like I don't mean dom in a sense of proper dom, like
No.
you control, but more like I know how I want to be fucked.
Yeah.
Like, do you just tell them like, no, do this, or do you like keep it natural where like you just naturally find each other's grooves?
I kind of communicate whether it's a client or in my personal life.
Yeah,
what I want and how to do things usually. But yeah, I think I take the lead more in with a client, whereas in my personal life, I'm just like, do whatever you want to me.
Yeah. I'm a passenger princess.
Yeah. I've been working. I don't want to use my brain. Tell me what to do.
Yeah. I'm a pillow princess. That's
But at the same time, I'm like, also
don't be shit.
Don't tell me what to do in the way that like how you want me to dress.
Yeah.
Because I do.
That's any relationship though. Right? Like there's like a balance of finding the chemistry and that sort of stuff. Cool. Good note to end on. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. So if people want to look up Evie Jones, we got the Insta and the X, the Twitter behind you. Evie Jones yet again.
Okay, guys.
What's that?
Don't open Twitter.
Not safe for work if you want to open the Twitter. And then what's your how do they find you on OnlyFans? How do they
the link will be on my Instagram and on Twitter.
Go to those, then click on the extra not safe for work link.
Yeah. And also OnlyFans.
Give her your $10 and subscribe.
It's probably on like $4 sale.
Intro offer. Yeah.
And free dick rating too.
Oh, but
if you're game.
If you're game enough to be ridiculed.
I'm nice.
Oh,
I like
actually,
dicks, though.
forgot to ask the two most common questions.
Oh my god.
I know. So what happens when we get distracted?
Are you gonna have to edit this in, or you?
Nah, fuck. I'm gonna like little like Easter eggs at the end. like stay at the end to see how she likes to be fucked.
Okay.
They're the most common ones that everybody always asks, but I've got to ask. What's probably 2 or 3 of the weirdest? Or like
I do get asked that a lot.
Yeah, I know. Obviously people listen, but like I'm sure there's been people that you're like, that was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of subjective because like what I find normal, you would find weird.
Yeah.
Or vice.
Everyone's got different kinks or different preferences and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like probably like pissing on people and stuff. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's a hard no for me.
Yeah, like I like doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe like peeing on people, that was pretty weird. But there's a lot of requests I get that I don't do. Like this one time, here's a little fun story. A guy messaged me and was like, he wanted me to use the toilet at his hotel room and like didn't leave it. He wanted me to take a shit in the toilet in his hotel room and then like leave, and he would come for it. He would go to the hotel room. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what I'm walking into. I'm not doing that. Like,
okay, you didn't do it.
I did not do that.
That was like
super
unsafe. How do you prep for that? Do we hold that one in all day?
Just have some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a weird request. I was not prepared to do, not gonna do. I feel like I always forget the stories as soon as people ask me this.
Yeah.
When
Pressure.
Yeah, when I'm drunk out one night, I'm just like blubber mouth and tell all the weird stories.
I mean, that's we got one there.
Yeah.
What about, has there been anything where someone has requested it, whether it's a kink or an act or whatever, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'll try it, I'll do it, and then you did it, and you're like, oh, actually, this might go on my own list of things that I like.
You're probably the peeing.
Yeah.
I did not know that I liked like peeing on people, and then I was doing it in videos. So I was like, this is so fun.
Or the receiver?
Oh, I don't like being peed on. I like peeing.
So you're
on
the giver.
Yeah. I've had girls pee on me in videos. That's pretty. It's just like funny and weird. It's just like can't believe this is a thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of peeing on guys was pretty fun. Kings and like I don't know. I think it's the dominant side of me that really likes it and seeing them. Because sometimes it's just nice to be a little bit mean to a man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you guys piss me off.
I do. We can be annoying. I do remember seeing on one of your stories, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like, I think there's been a few people where they have small penises and they want you, maybe this was you, and they want you to like ridicule them.
Love doing that.
Okay, so we're finding out you like being the dominatrix.
I do like being dominant with clients, yeah.
Yeah. Was that hard? Because it kind of... No, you loved it. You were like, shut up, pin dick.
You have to like find things like creative ways to say they have a little dick. So I had to like Google it. You can like, there's like websites you can like get ideas from, or you just watch other porn videos and get ideas from other people who make the videos. Yeah, you just find creative ways of telling them their dick is small. And yeah, I find that one pretty interesting because I have talked to guys before about like, where did this stem from? Why? Why would you want to be told that you have a little dick when you do have a little dick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how are you so okay with it? And they were like, I don't know. I just know that I have a little dick and I like the honesty. So
it's almost like owning it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know that I'm short, so I'll call myself short.
Yeah. But they get like a kick out of it. They like get horny over it.
Interesting.
So
it's so funny how different people,
how their brains work.
Yeah. It's just even basic stuff. You know what I mean? Like, some people like spanking, some people don't, or everything is so different. Some people like so far over here.
So vanilla or so kinky. Yeah.
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 Like I remember going onto FetLife.
Oh, yeah.
Look that up, guys. Also not safe for work. And I was like, I thought I knew stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went on there and I'm like, oh, there's like levels to this shit. Yeah. I'm like, I'm beginner.
There's so much stuff that I don't even know. And I've been in the industry all this time.
Yeah.
There's some hectic stuff out there.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's bad. Not bad. Like, that's not for me. That's really not for me. Yeah. Like, I'll stick to this side over here. Like,
yeah. Yeah. There's some interesting kinks out there, like balloon fetishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look that up, guys. Yeah. Also not safe for work.
That's what you say. That one's usually you're clothed in that. They want you to be clothed on and playing with balloons.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh my God. What were you thinking? Oh, no.
I was thinking of pussy pumps.
Oh no, I'm thinking of like balloons. It was like playing with balloons.
Yeah, okay, we were on two different.
Yeah, I don't know, pussy pumps. I haven't tried a pussy pump.
There you go. You can put that on you.
Is it like a dick pump or makes your pussy bigger?
It's like
how do you know?
Yeah. I know things.
But then it doesn't. Yeah.
It's like
it would bring all the blood.
You know the thing you put on your.
I know what they look like.
Oh, okay. You know, yeah. It looks like that, and it's not long going on your face.
You can put it on
and then you suck the air out.
Yeah, so it's like.
And then so all the blood gets sucked to like your labia and all the bits. And then that makes it like fully swollen.
Yeah.
And it's like super duper sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then a breeze touches you and you're like,
oh,
because all the blood's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think when I have like I've used my vibrator too much over the years, I'm going to resort to a pussy.
Yeah.
When I'm a girl.
Yeah. It's just this wall of shit. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like all your toys. Yeah. Like your own little red room or great whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to have a red room. My gilf.
Your gilf.
My gilf pad.
You're like that dark horse of like, oh, innocent little grandma. Like, let's go to grandma's for tea. And you're like, go into the kink room. You're like,
100%, that's me.
Oh, fuck. That was... I forgot. I thought there was some joke that I heard and it was like... Oh, fuck. I can't remember. Moving on. It was something to do with like, or people say, oh, that's what it was. People are like, oh, old people are boring, like our parents. Like, oh, you're all boring or whatever. And the comedian was like, well, fisting was invented before I was an adult. So like that generation invented fisting. So it's like,
yeah, right.
And he's like, so 1 in 4 of them are walking around.
My God, that's a point.
Yeah. We didn't invent anything really. Yeah. It's all been done before.
Yeah. Isn't that like that rule number 34? If it's been thought of, it's been done or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Nah. I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world. It's like you're not the first person to think of like putting your fist in a hole. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I've been fisted actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Look that one up, guys. Is it on the wall? Is it on the paywall?
I can't remember where it is. I think it's on all my pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could like keep like
actually OnlyFans doesn't allow fisting, so it's not on my OnlyFans. Yeah,
that's weird. But you could get a monster dildo and use that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of things OnlyFans.
But you can't do pee on there, can you?
Can't do pee.
Yeah.
Poo. Do that, but yeah, I can't do peeing. Can't do fisting. Can't like smoke or like vape or anything.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's so random.
Like you can take a dick in the ass, but you can't have a cigarette.
Yeah, so weird. They've even said like sometimes they consider squirting as pee, so they've taken down videos. Like if it looks too much like wee,
Yeah.
they'll take it down.
Just squirt a little bit.
Yeah,
Not a
not
full
too
squirt.
much.
And on that note,
That's a piece of advice.
yeah. But thank you for coming in. I've had a blast. It's been super fun and super informative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great to chat with you.
Yeah, it's been
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Our first podcast.
Yay.
Thanks so
Oh,
much.
yay. I get to be your first for something. Hear that, guys? I'm a sex worker's first. And happy birthday.
Thank
Have an
you.
amazing day.